Hey, I'm Luke Williams with Hoppies, and today I'm going to be showing you how to properly break down and clean a Savage MSR-15. Now, one question I always get asked is, how often should I clean my rifle? It's a great question, but unfortunately the answer has a ton of different variables, such as the weather in your area. You know, the humidity, the dust, whether you're shooting in the rain or the snow. Also depends on how often you're shooting and how many rounds you're putting through it. At the end of the day, you always want to follow the manufacturer's recommendations, but on an AR-15, usually I like to clean it every time I bring it back home, because if I take this out and shoot it, it's a good chance I'm going to put quite a few rounds through it that day. Before we get started, we're going to go ahead and clear our firearm. We're going to visually and physically inspect it, as well as dropping the mag and putting our ammunition and magazine in a safe location away from our work area. To begin, we will remove the rear takedown pin, then the front. This will separate our upper from our lower. Now we can pull the charging handle and the bolt carrier from the rear of the upper. Next, you'll see the firing pin retainer on the side of the bolt carrier. Pull this out, and the firing pin can then be pulled out. Now we're going to turn the bolt cam to the side, which will allow it to be removed, thus allowing the bolt to be removed from the carrier. Now we're going to go ahead and get this cleaned up using the Hoppies Black system. We're going to begin by spraying the bolt carrier, bolt, firing pin, bolt cam, firing pin retainer, and charging handle with Hoppies Black High Performance Gun Cleaner. We're going to let these sit for a few minutes to help break down the buildup. Now, using a combination of utility brushes, picks, and patches, we're going to get all these pieces cleaned up and the residue removed. Now we can move to our barrel. We're going to use a rod with a bronze brush soaked in some Hoppies Black High Performance Copper Cleaner. Let's run this through a few times from the breech in. This will break up any buildup we may have. Now we're going to use the same cleaner on some patches, running a wet one through first and then a dry patch through. We're going to repeat this process until we get a clean patch back. Once it is clean, we're going to put some Hoppies Black High Performance Gun Oil on a patch and send it through. Next, we'll use the same gun oil to clean all the remaining parts and pieces, giving everything a nice coat of lubrication. Once we have it all wiped down, we can go ahead and put our bolt carrier back together. We will then add some Hoppies Black High Performance Gun Grease to the high friction areas of the rifle. Our last step before reassembly is using the Hoppies Black lubricating cloth to wipe down and protect all the surfaces. Now we can reverse the disassembly steps and put it all back together. All right, now that we have the Savage MSR-15 all cleaned up and put back together, we're going to go ahead and do a quick functions test to make sure everything operates as it should. As always, make sure you're pointing this in a safe direction when you do this. Trigger pull works. We're going to check the reset. Great, that works. Now we're going to check the safety. Operates exactly as it should. All right, guys, now it's time to go ahead and put this in a safe location per the manufacturer's recommendations. Now, if you have any questions, whether you're new to the gun industry or you've been around for a long time with a ton of tips and tricks, go ahead and drop those in the comments below, because we'd love to hear from you. And for more information, visit hoppies.com.